Hello, YouTube. Because I'm bored out of my mind, I have nothing else better to do, and because it's freezing cold for a September day in Oklahoma, I decided I'm gonna do a dramatic reading of It's My Life by Marissa the Writer. It's a Portal fan fiction, and it's really bad. Also, I'm sitting here eating bread, so... Anyway, so let's start this dramatic reading. It's My Life. Chapter 1, Return to Portal and a Super Huge Surprise. Hi, my name is Marissa Roberts, and I was doing tests with that other girl, Shell, but she escaped. GLaDOS had captured me in the science lab places and made me do bad tests. There was nothing fun about the test and GLaDOS would never let me sleep or eat or bathroom or anything. For the next test, you will work with robots, GLaDOS screamed to me. Some robots came out weird tubes and looked at me, and I looked at them. The robots were one a blue ball and the other was an orange line thing. That's very descriptive. Their names are Atlas and P-Boy. Now leave me alone. I'm sad. Then GLaDOS started listening to some Avril Lavigne music and cry. Ever since she realized she was a human before she became a goth emo, was always getting on my nerves. Hi, bitch, we are here to test you, Atlas shrugged. Get it, it's a movie. I was shocked at the bad words and glared at Atlas. P-Bod was just staring at my bob, so I kicked him in robot place. What? Robot place? What is that? That made him angry, so he shot a portal at me and made me fall into it over and over, and P-Boy and Atlas were lolling at me. Atlas took out some drugs and he and P-Boy started to smoke them. I was fed up with all of the portal labs and jumped from their portals. I ladled onto my lungfall boots and glared mean at Atlas and P-Boy. I was so mad at those jerks for portaling me and calling me a bitch. Hey, and I'm not even gonna say that word, lol. She actually wrote it with like asterisks. But I'm just saying it 'cause it's either. So I portaled them too and saw how they liked it. They didn't. Atlas angered at me and P-Boy said, "You broke our drugs, now you will pay." And he punched me right in the face. I started crying from the pain, and those jerks just lolled at me and tried to beat me up with more with their portal guns. Serial hours later, I was crying in a pool of blood while those jerk robots did more drugs and drank beer and passed out. All I wanted was my companion Cube to comfort me, but GLaDOS was making me do other tests. What? The companion Cube is an inanimate object! And we didn't see each other in months. Why are you treating it like it's an actual person? It's not. It's a cube. But most of all, I wanted Wheatley. He was the only nice robot I ever met, and oh no, look, a Wheatley fangirl. No, I'm not saying I'm not a Wheatley fangirl. I love Wheatley, but he's too oblivious to love. And he had a super sexy British accent, but GLaDOS' body turned him evil, and he got shot in space by Shell. I rubbed my stomach and remembered my secret. No one knows this, but Wheatley and I shared one secret night together. Now I could tell I was pregnant with a robot ball human baby. And I am not making this up. It seriously says that. Now do you know what you're in for? There was a window above me, and I looked out and saw the moon where Wheatley was. I missed him so much like a guy I missed a bunch. What? Tears dropped down my face, so Atlas and P-Boy started lolling at me again and calling me names like fat, ugly bitch. I started right at their Luafin feces and said my first words. OMFG, you guys are so rude, I hate you! And I ran off holding my portal gun in one hand and holding nothing in my other hand because it was empty. My hair was streaming behind me, and all the robots were saying how pretty and hot I was, so I yelled at them too and said a lot of cusses so they stopped yelling at me. Why can't I just be a normal girl going to high school and have a boyfriend that isn't space lost? I cried and hugged the place where the baby was going to be was. There was a strange noise coming from the next room, and I looked in and saw GLaDOS was cutting herself. Jill, I'm so sorry. I never told you your sister name was really Marissa Roberts, and she had special powers, and she could save the world if she believes. Then my blood started going everywhere, and I realized that GLaDOS had suicided. Yeah, that's the first chapter. Oh yes, and the episode. I forgot this at the beginning. Hi guys, this is my first story. It's what I think happened in Port Law 3. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do one more chapter before... Okay. And, okay, to all the flavors here, I understand why you don't like chapter 1. It's the introductory chapter, so there wasn't much good stuff. But here's the action picks up. It's my life. Chapter 2. GLaDOS suicided? GLaDOS was dead, and I was Shell's sister. I owed mouth at the shock from all the revelation. If only GLaDOS hadn't suicided, maybe she could give me the down low. But I did know two things. One, I had to find Shell and tell her the big nudes, and two, what happened to Wheatley, I had to find out. Just then, Atlas and P-Boy came into the room looking even madder than before. You're gonna pay now, you dumb bitch, shouted P-Boy while Atlas lolled and wrote mean things on my Facebook like a certain other someone. I held my hand tight to my proto gun and got ready to fight them when a strange feeling came over me. It was all matrixy and slow-mo, but also electric. I could see all the sparks and wires things in the robots. Power oof! I yelled for some reason. I didn't know why, and the robots went dead. Electric lightning came through my skin and eyes and mouth and everywhere, but I was not shocked. Someone said bolts hit GLaDOS, and she became alive again. No, again. You stopped my suicide, Marissa Roberts. That was not nice. GLaDOS angered loud and started cutting herself to make a new dead. I just looked at me hands where little lightning bolts were still happening and thought, what is going on? GLaDOS all the sparks and O-mouth. How does she O-mouth? She's a robot. Your powers that you're manifesting. You must spin this shell. I was so confused and angry for GLaDOS no telling me I had special powers. I could use them to solve tests, but I did not want to meet Shell and let her... No, I did wanted to meet Shell and let her know we were sisters and I have cool robot powers. I'll explain everything later. First, you must get to Shell. She is in space looking for Wheatley. I O-mouthed. Shell knew how ought to fly space and was saving Wheatley. I was so happy, but did know how to go to space. But how can I space? GLaDOS lolled and said, you have more powers than you'll ever know, but one is spacefly and breathing. This was so shocking. I thought hard about flying, and suddenly rocks came out of my feet, and I started to... Rocks came out of your feet, and you started to fly. And I started to fly up past the portal labs and into space. When I got to the moon, I looked for Shell and Wheatley. I started, because it's in space where there are stars, looking behind asteroids and space junk, but they wasn't there. Then I remembered in space no one can hear you scream, so I couldn't hear them unless maybe I had another special power. I thought hard to try and listen when I heard something. It was, Wheatley, you bloody sod, oh God, stop, save the queen. Shell was there, she was beating him up, and Wheatley was all broken looking. My heart fell at the sight of my true love gave me more power, and I flew towards him. She'll stop hurting Wheatley, I begged her. Shell looked right at me with a lot of hatred, sad too, and said, Wheatley went evil and tried to kill me. I bet he tried to kill you too, because we're sisters. I'm sorry I never told you, Marissa. I O-mouthed at the revelation. Shell knew we were sisters the whole time, but GLaDOS said she didn't tell her, but then I realized it was trapped. Help me, Marissa, this bloody bugger is trying to wank me. You know nothing about British curses. Wheatley pleaded as Shell kept beating him up. You're not Shell, you're GLaDOS, I screamed, and Shell got it. Oh shit, look at her face. I punched fake back Shell in her face and the skin ripped off to show she was a robot like the Terminator, but instead of the Terminator, it was GLaDOS. Why did you trick me? I wanted revenge for you stopping me from suiciding, GLaDOS screamed. Before I could get my revenge on GLaDOS, Wheatley yelled out real loud, Bloody hell, it's a sonic asteroid heading straight towards us! I looked and saw the asteroid. It was about to hit us when, to be continued! And that's the end of the second chapter. This is all I probably can cram in out now. So, tune in next time. We're probably going to try to be able to finish this all today. See ya!